When becoming an entertainer, we often make changes to our appearance, our behavior, and the way that we live our lives in order to make a profit. Today, I'm going to teach you how to get back to the very basic form of you and fall back in love with yourself, the way that you were before you became an entertainer. Hi, everybody. We are back. We are live. Welcome to Digging from Darkness, Living in Light. My name is Elizabeth Spraggins, and I am the founder of All Joy Inspired and the owner of Digging from Darkness, Living in Light. So forgive me. First of all, I have to ask you to forgive me because I haven't been live in a couple of weeks. We did the pre-recorded broadcast with Sterling Cooper, who was a phenomenal subject. He was fantastic in every way. And then life happens and I had to go to Texas for a minute and microphone and camera and the lights and everything was moved in my absence. So if the sound is a little jacked up, just turn the volume down on your device, please, because all of the graphics and videos have been pre-recorded so I could do this live. And then I get a chance to talk to you guys at the end of the show with the questions and the answers. So thank you in advance for your patience with any potential sound habdashery. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So where were we? My name is Elizabeth Spraggins. So welcome to the show today. Today is Monday, April 3rd, 2023. And today we are talking about getting back to loving the real you. When we become entertainers and when we become professional members of the adult entertainment field or of an exotic nature, we tend to do things to our appearance, to the way that we live our lives and the way that we interact with other people that take us farther away from who we really are. And some of us do that in order to be more marketable. And some of us do that because it puts a wall between the work that we do and the people we are when we're not working. And I, of all people, understand this. So we are going to go over a few ways today of how you can recognize these things that are in your way from feeling your authentic self, from really loving who you are. Because if you are one of those people who are beginning to think about leaving the industry, or if you are already making changes, it is really important that you get back in touch with yourself. So the desire to go back to the work doesn't sneak up on you and grab you and suck you back in, kind of like The Godfather. Love that movie. All of them. I have all of them. I've seen them like 100 times. 100 times. So first thing I want you guys to think about is take a look at the pictures that you've taken over the last year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, however long you've been doing exotic or erotic work. I want you to look at the pictures that you've taken. And what is really important to notice about these photos that you've taken of any rating, okay? It could be G rating, could be PG-13, could be R, could be X. It doesn't matter. What I want you to do is I want you to look at your body language. I want you to see where your hands are, where your eyes are set. What is the expression of your mouth? We don't need to get nasty about it, okay? We don't need to get nasty about it. I just realized there is silence in the background. Boom. There you go. Music. I do like my music. Actually, I really do. Okay. I download this music from something called Soundstripe. And it gives me the license to use this music in the background on my podcast. So, yay, Soundstripe. Thank you so much for taking my money. Now, where were we? Yes. Oh, that's a bit loud, isn't it? Dang. Okay, we turned it down a bit. Look at where your hands are. Look at where your hips are, where your body is leaning, and how you're positioned. Now, if you're taking photos, glamour photos, which some of us do sometimes, even still to this day, I still take photos for the broadcast, for my social media now as a business owner. I look different, and I would like to show you what I mean by that. But if you've been a follower of mine for any amount of time, or if you're just getting to know me and you really don't want to look into my old work, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, all my moms. Hi, brothers, sisters, cousins, everybody. Hi to my husband. Hello. We don't need to go digging back through all of that work, okay? The world has seen enough of it. We've seen enough. But what I can tell you from that very first video is you can see my arms are crossed, which is really hard for me to do with my implants, but my arms are crossed. And what they call that is an internal bra. It's for models that have like giant boobs. It gives them a little push up. But in reality, it's my hands. If you see in some of my pictures, a lot of my pictures, my hands are crossing my arms. And then you see the look on my face in a lot of these pictures that I've taken. Even glamour pictures on the red carpets, interviews that I've done. And in some of the entertainment I've performed, I always look dominant and angry or domineering, aggressive, just very FU-ish. Now, if you are looking into yourself and looking into your body language in the pictures that you've taken, it's important that you do this and check out your body language, because body language is a secret message that you're sending the world. Even if you're an actress or an actor, yeah, I get it. We all get into character, and that's fantastic, right? Or for you stage performers, you're in your 7, 8, 9, 10-inch heels. Ladies, I don't know how you pull that off, okay? The tallest I could go was 7 inches, and then I was done, and I'm tripping all over the place. Forget it. But it's a look you have on your face. And no matter what occupation you have in entertaining, whether that be in person, on a stage, or on camera, in one way or another, your expression, your body language gives it away. So take a look at that and see how that's affecting you. See what you're doing. And then I want you to compare those pictures to photos you take when you're not at work or when you're not advertising your work. Because companions advertise, and dancers in one way or another with their walking billboards. I spent so many years as a dancer, and my appearance was my billboard. That was my marketing. So no matter where I would go, even the occasion, I looked a certain way, I dressed a certain way, I presented myself to the world a certain way. These are things that you may unknowingly do as a part of your job, or as a part of your former job. And one of the reasons that people tend to get sucked back into the work is because they don't cleanse themselves of those habits, of those accessories that they've added to themselves to be more marketable, to be more profitable in that line of work. So today we're going to talk about that. And we are going to talk about getting rid of those additions. So when you do make the choice to leave the work behind you because your new business is up and running and it's making you really good money, and you don't have to have anything to do with it anymore, and you're ready to go. Say, F it, off you go. That was a chapter of my life. I'm done with it, and I'm having a good time now. I'm a business owner. I can wear a turtleneck if I feel like it. I can cut my hair if I feel like it. I can get a tattoo if I feel like it. Let me tell you, 15 years, I don't have a single tattoo. I've always wanted one. So serious. I've always wanted a tattoo. And one, I've been too chicken shit to get one because I've been too scared to get one because of the needles, because I had my scars that I got from a medical injury that I had. I had those tattooed, and that hurt like a bee. Yeah, seriously. Really hurt, really bad. I had 6 feet of scars tattooed. Didn't turn out how I had hoped. It actually made the scars look worse. But we live and we learn, right? But I've always wanted to get a tattoo, and I still think about getting one every now and then. Every couple of days, I'm like, because there's a tattoo shop right down the street, like half a block from my office. And I'm like, I could go there on my lunch hour. I don't know, how long does a damn tattoo take to get? All right, we are moving on. We're going to talk about taking your appearance back, because that's awesome. When it's time to start making changes, when you've made that decision, you can do all of these things all at one time, or you can do them one by one over a period of time. We're going to remove the things that we've added to our appearance to make our product, which is how we look, more marketable. And then we're going to begin practicing modesty and active listening. I'll explain to you why this is important and how to make it a comfortable process. Right? Okay. Oh, I don't know. Can you get? Yeah, it is. It's been a couple of weeks for me, you guys. It's totally been a couple of weeks for me. So, like, I might be a little fuzzy as far as this broadcasting thing goes, but I'm having a good time. Now, I got to tell you all, I had to figure all of this out on my own because when I made the decision to leave adult entertaining, there was nobody like me to teach others like me how to go through the process, how to make it less painful, how to make it more successful, and how to make it permanent. It's been 9 months since I retired, almost to the day. In 9 months. In 2 weeks, it'll be 9 months. And I haven't performed since. Do I think about it? No. I don't, because the reason I left was so solid. It was so loud. And if you get that message and you get that loud message, you are seriously committed to it. And it's going to take an act of unbelievable magnitude to make you even think about going back. So no, and especially because of the changes I'm seeing. So no. But what I learned in the process, what I learned was powerful. And I'm going to share that with you because if you're thinking of making these changes, if you're thinking about leaving adult work in one capacity or another, or if you're thinking of scaling it way back, like I did, I stopped performing with all other people. And that was my major step forward into departing and began building a business. But there were things that I did to get right up here. Really important to get right with yourself up here, to get rid of those accessories that you added to yourself in order to be amazing at your work, right? And for ladies, it's really easy because for ladies, it's cosmetic in one way or another. For gents, it's different. We're going to talk about you, gents. I'm not leaving you out. You're fine. I'm going to get to you. Just please be patient. Please. I appreciate it. Okay. And also, please forgive the hands. I'm antsy to speak sign language. My granddaughter was born totally deaf. My husband is nearly completely deaf, especially now that his hearing aids were damaged in the washing machine. So like I find myself speaking to him in sign language a lot. So if my hands get going, and my mother's Italian. Hi, Mom. For ladies, it's mostly cosmetic. For ladies, you've got the really long, colorful nails, which are awesome. They are fantastic. They look good in glamorous photos. They look good in video. They look good on stage. They look good in person. Okay. All right, ladies, we have to be polite with these channels. They look good in person. And then you don't really need those because if you're leaving the work or if you are taking steps to leave the work, start making them shorter. Maybe not all the way short, but maybe take them down a little bit because I see girls with nails like up here. I had those nails once. I totally did. Love them. But as I begin to get farther and farther and farther from the work, my nails got shorter and shorter and shorter. And that was just so my mind would feel as if I was getting farther and farther and farther away from the work. Now, these are mental tricks that you can teach yourself. And they're powerful ones because it's something you can see, something you can touch that tells you your time is coming to an end. And this is how you train your brain, you train your heart, and you train your mind. So taking your appearance back to the basics, getting rid of your nails is one of them. Yeah, that's pretty simple. Because if you decide that, oh, I went too far, you can always get back to the salon and have them traded in, have them fixed longer again. And then maybe a couple weeks later, keep trying to, cut them down a little bit more. But the nail thing was a serious mind trick that I played with myself. And it worked. It was powerful. The next thing is I changed my hair color. That sounds kind of dumb, doesn't it? It sounds pretty dumb. I actually started making these moves about a year before my final exit. And at a later subject, we're going to talk about the social media thing, because I began 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now, transitioning my social media before I even thought about retiring. But these are things I'm going to share with you. I'm going to show you how, and then I'm going to explain to you why they work. So I changed my hair color. Normally white blonde. White blonde. I was born a natural blonde. I was born with nearly white hair, and I loved it. And it reminded me of a time of being free and happy and joyful. But then the bleach blonde thing went into the work. Now, if you've got different hairstyles or something, but the idea is that hair color is changing your hair color. If you're not quite ready to take out your extensions or weaves or wigs or braids or whatever it is that you do to make your hair of your character for work, whether you be in person, on stage, or on camera, right? Sometimes we make our hair different because it makes us feel more glamorous or more attractive or more marketable, more profitable in one way or another. A lot of women get hair extensions, they get braids, they get weaves, they get wigs of all kinds. People of all kinds, fix up their hair. If you're not quite ready to get rid of those additions of hair extensions or wigs or weaves or braids or whatever it is that you do, change the color of them, even just a little bit. So about 2 years ago, I started adding dark shades into the very bleach blonde. And I would tell people it's because I wanted something a little bit more elite. I wanted something a little bit more expensive looking, which was complete bull. It was complete bull. I was doing it because I was training my mind to not be that bleach blonde anymore. And I was preparing myself to stop dyeing my hair, which I did for several months. I completely stopped coloring my hair, which was also another step forward. So if you're not quite ready to make your hair shorter or go back to your natural hair, whatever that may be, change your hair color. Change it back to something a little bit closer resembling your natural hair. And for our ladies with ethnic hair, I've known women of color who have embraced their natural hair and have gone to styles with their natural hair. But when they weren't quite ready to do that, maybe they started wearing curls as opposed to straight hair. Anything that changes it up and gets you a step closer and a step closer until you're finally with your natural hair. I just had this done last week, and let me tell you, I love it. I love it. This is the first time in almost 20 years, almost 25 years now, I've worn my natural hair, and I love it so much. And I lost touch with it, and it's so pretty. And this is kind of reminds me of Michelle Pfeiffer in, oh God, what was that damn movie with the cocaine and can I say cocaine? I don't know. It's a really cool movie. Say hello to my little friend. You know that one. I forget the name of it, but it's an awesome movie. I've seen it 100 times. Reminds me of the cut Michelle Pfeiffer had. Love it. But yeah, I stopped coloring my hair for, God, about 7 months. And after I completed my transition, mentally completed my transition, I got a new haircut. I got fresh color. I even put, I got some nails. They're still short, but for me, it's for the right reasons. For me, it's because I feel beautiful in this. But when you're making these changes, it's important to get as raw as possible back to yourself so you can teach your mind that you are no longer a product for sale. And that will make the changes away from the adult work far more permanent. And if for whatever reason you have an emergency and you consider doing the work again, it's going to make the work far less attractive to you. Okay, we are going to take a quick sponsorship break because we got to pay some bills, yo. At alljoyinspired.store, we have a variety of gifts to give to someone who's making changes. Make them smile, whether that be a t-shirt or a funny coffee mug or even something inspirational. Our customer service is always standing by, and of course, we are a proud supporter of Beard Vet and Beard Vet products. alljoyinspired.store, thank you for supporting our mission. Right? Super short and sweet. Like, I'm not going to bombard you guys with stuff that's like way long because that sucks. I know it sucks. I get better a little bit as I go. Speaking of which, if you are a broadcaster, if you are a graduate of the school that I went to, hello and I love you. Hello. Hello and I love you. Or if you're just a new business owner or you're a new broadcaster, there is someone in Digging from Darkness, Living in Light in our Facebook group. His name is Benny Maines. He's from Philadelphia, and he is a broadcasting producer. And he's the one who's teaching me all about stuff, about how to structure, how to form, all the stuff that you need to do in order to make a live broadcast not suck. So Benny Maines is his name. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him on Twitter. You can find him everywhere. Benny Maines. And he will tell you how to make your broadcast not suck. In an easy way, too. Like, you don't need an actual studio like this to make your broadcast interesting or nice looking, because who has time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that. All right, where are we at? Benny, I love you. You're amazing. All right, here we go. Now, once you get back to your raw form, or as you are moving closer to getting back to your raw form, your mind starts seeing the world around you a little bit differently. And you begin to get motivated. You get excited about things around you that you maybe have been ignoring. Changing how you use social media is an important step to take when you're getting back to falling in love with yourself again and to getting back in touch with who you are and who you were before you became an entertainer. These things are also important because seeing a timeline of your growth and how you're transitioning will reinforce these changes you're making when things get a little tough. You can take a long time, or you can do this immediately to make this happen. Ta-da! Ta-da! When we do work that is exotic or erotic, we tend to plaster social media with inappropriate images or suggestive images or videos in order to magnetize people to the product for sale, right? It's a form of advertising. And that's how I'm going to talk to you about this, because you are future or existing business owners and you have a concept of advertising. Even if the work that you did or are leaving in the future is something you don't want to be a part of your now, you already understand how to advertise. You do. These are one of the magic business skills that you've developed over the years and years, or however long you've been in the work. You know how to advertise. Oh, girl, what? Yeah. So making the move from erotic entertainer to business owner, G-rated or PG-rated, is not as hard as some people might think. You already know what to do. But the social media thing, that's a big deal. Especially if you've got a massive following, or if you have a large following that you spent years trying to build. Holy cow, you don't want to start a new account again. You don't want to start from zero. It's kind of a kick in the neds. It's like, that really stinks to spend all that time and money, because pictures cost money. And advertising costs money. In one way or another, you're investing in it. So you don't want to let that base go. You want to find the few people of those many that may appreciate your changes and your new path in life. And they are there. You just have to find them. And this is how you find them. Changing your social media habits. It tends to help you dissolve habits that you have that connect you to the work you're trying to leave or have left. And it relieves you of pressure to maintain all of those accessories that changed your appearance or your behavior. It also transforms public opinion of you. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's going to happen for a little while after you leave the work. You're going to have people that feel the need to just kick you in the face with their opinions of you'll never be anything but a scumbag. You'll never be anything but that person, that personality. You're never going to make it as a business owner. Sup? Sup? Right? But in retrospect, I digress. And that was my fancy word for the day. F it. I've had to experience this myself, and it took about 6 months. And still, every now and then, I'll get some a-hole who feels the need to comment on a picture that has something to do about Jesus Christ. I kid you not, with an inappropriate, you'll never be anything but a hoe. And I'm like, nah. You do you, honey, because I'm living this life, and you're going to have to face these people. And that's just an indication of who you need to block from your pages, because if they're going to push and they're going to be angry or hateful about your desire to change things, F them. F them, you don't need them. They're not going to be your customer, they're not going to be a client. Screw them. Right? It gives the real you permission to come forward and bring more of the real you into the world that you've been hiding, because we've been living this life of being explicit. And being explicit comes at a price. We can never actually be the us who we want to be, because sometimes the us who we really are doesn't make money. It's not appealing to people. What do I mean? Well, I am going to mute this music down. It sounds a little bit loud to me. I'm not really sure why. For instance, short hair doesn't make a hill of beans of money. I've had extensions on my head since just after 2007. And I'm finally in a place. I still have a bag of hair at home, like a bag of hair. It's expensive. I'm not going to throw it away. I might give it to a friend. I don't know. But I've always had extensions because short hair doesn't make money. It doesn't give that air of being glamorous and unreal and larger than life. So when I started to change my social media to include the real me, I started to feel more brave about finding more places the real me could be in the public. I stopped wearing makeup as much. As you can see right now, I'm wearing eyelashes and maybe a little contour and blush, and that's it. I'm normally really heavy eyes, and I don't feel the need to do that anymore. And as you change your social media habits, ladies, you won't feel as pressured to be a character or a reminder of that person that everyone thinks is so sexy, so amazing, so glamorous, and so magnetizing, because the real you is going to be wonderful enough to keep people around and interested. And you're going to find ways to grow and ways to share yourself like that. And a lot of it comes from sharing pieces of you. For instance, for me, I am a believer in Jesus Christ. I love God. I love my Lord Jesus Christ. I know not all of you are into religion. Cool. Totally cool. No judgment. But for me, that's something I haven't been able to share with the world because it's hypocritical to be an adult worker and be a Christian. Now I wear my crucifix in my pictures that I share on social media. I don't have to hide it anymore. And that makes me really happy. It makes me happy I don't have to have 1.5 pounds of hair on my head to be pretty anymore. Or that I can share pictures of my husband I would never share pictures of my husband, because when selling entertainment, people don't want to think of an entertainer as married. And those who do, I never understood why. I mean, I would never deny him, but I would never put pictures of us up there, and it's just bad marketing. But now I do. Now I share pictures of my husband. Makes him happy, but it makes me feel more like myself. Gives you permission to be who you are. And the more of your true self that you are, the less likely you are to want to be that person who made that money that you no longer want to make. And the more you're going to be able to commit yourself to living differently. These are real things to do to change the way that you think and to get you closer and more committed to living differently. Yeah, okay. Learning to love the real you. You guys are doing awesome. Like, this show's like flying by right now. Here we go. When we get rid of all of the extras that we've added to ourselves to make our appearance or intimacy a product, we begin to see all of the things around us that we've been neglecting. Beginning with ourselves, we find that joy that we've put in a closet or on a back burner, and then we're able to enjoy other things around us. Yo! It's the truth. It's the truth. Once you get rid of all those extra things that are actually keeping the awesomeness that is you, it's you. But all of these things that you did to be this model or to be a performer or to be the companion, it's keeping the real you squashed. It's keeping this light that you have inside of you, this amazing human being who is just dying to get out and wants to roar to the world. It's keeping that beautiful thing quiet. Even if you find ways to be happy with the day, living that life, when that life comes to an end, that lifestyle, I should say, comes to an end, and you're existing in your natural form, in the you who is really you, that happy person that is full of wonder and full of excitement and energy, amazing things really start to happen. So it's about falling in love with yourself. And I don't mean being stuck up or conceited. It's about falling back in love with yourself. Think about the last time you fell in love, whether it be with a spouse or a calling or a mission. That feeling of complete commitment to finding everything out about that thing, whether it be a person or an activity or an idea. When everything you did and thought was about that thing. It's time to do that for yourself. It's so time to do that for you. And that can be really, really hard. That can be very difficult, especially if you spend your life taking care of other people or if you have obligations which are really heavy. And it's the little things that you can do to fall back in love with yourself. When was the last time you went out to eat alone? Most people aren't comfortable eating alone. They'd feel the need to be on their phone or look at the floor or stare out a window. When was the last time you sat down in a restaurant or in a pub or at a bar if you drink? When was the last time you sat down by yourself and just enjoyed the room, just watching people? Or just being in your thoughts? I highly recommend doing that. It is a great way to get in touch with what's inside, what you're squashing, what you're keeping quiet. Because the thoughts that you have while you sit there, excuse me, by yourself, those are going to be indicators of what you need to work on and what attention and what love you need to give to yourself. Yes. Yeah, okay, enough heavy. Saving money. Getting rid of all those accessories, you are going to save a ton of money. Ton of money. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but whenever I got my hair done, a bag of hair, one bag, was $1,000. Not even kidding. Not kidding. $1,000. Nails, $200 every time I would go to the salon, sometimes 2 to 3 times a month, sometimes more than that if I just felt like changing my color or getting the shape, changed or something. Easily another $400 or $500 a month just for those 2 things. The spray tanning, hundreds of dollars a month. The tanning, money, money. The gym, working out, personal trainers, all of these things that I would pay for in order to be on camera. I don't have to do that anymore. I go to the nail salon every once in a while, but think of all the money you're going to save. Think of all the money that you can reinvest in other stuff that will make you happy. Like learning new skills. You can reinvest even something as simple as a couple of $100 a month into like a coach. A couple of $100 a month into a coach to help you get closer to your goals, right? Or to figure out what your goals are. That's what coaches do. Or maybe you want to get some mental health care, which can be awesome depending on where you're at, or if you need extra assistance with sobriety. These are things with this money that you're spending on your appearance, you can put into making yourself whole again. So awesome. I love saving money. I love having money in my bank account. Your habits will now have room for new stuff. I am not wearing my glasses. I'm not wearing my glasses. Oh, because I'm not wearing makeup anymore. But when you stop paying attention to constantly upkeeping the maintenance on all of these things you're doing to your appearance, you're going to have a lot more time to do other things. So I recommend going out and spending time with yourself alone in public. Now, if you're married or you have a relationship, just explain, I'm just going to be sitting with my thoughts. It's something my coach recommended I do to get closer in touch with myself. Your spouse or loved one should be supportive of what you need to do to make yourself happy. But, okay, you're going to have a lot more time to do stuff, like get back into the gym or start, working out more, maybe going for walks. If you're not into working out, lifting weights, and doing classes with fitness, gurus, great, totally cool. What about going for a walk? Maybe go roller skating. When was the last time we did that, right? Roller skating, like back in the 80s or whatever. Don't judge me. Do something new. Take up a new hobby. Go to, what's the word I'm thinking of? Joann's Fabrics or something like that. Hobby Lobby. Or one of those, oh my Lord, excuse me, one of those places. Get yourself a canvas and some charcoals or some paints and take up a new hobby. Or maybe go hiking. There are places you can go to go hiking that are for super duper beginners. All flat terrain. Try that. Why not, right? Why not? Or you could choose to use all that time you're saving to grow closer to loved ones you've lost touch with. Maybe they've disagreed with your lifestyle. Maybe you isolated yourself because you were ashamed of your work. Or for whatever reason. You can use the time to begin learning how to reconnect to those people that love you, who you didn't spend time around. Right? Okay, we are almost out of here for today. You guys are doing great. Great. I have some shout outs to give, by the way. Super shout outs. Okay, we're almost done. Part of the process of falling back in love with your true self, the you that you've been missing, is to start dating yourself. I know it's a confusing term, but dating yourself means doing for yourself the things you would do with others if you were on a date. Take yourself out. Take yourself to dinner, maybe go for a walk or read a book or, just feeling good about yourself in general. Try this. It works. What did I say? What did I just say? You're going to fall back in love with yourself. Now, what do you do when you meet somebody amazing and you want them to love you back? You give them your best. You treat them with all of the love and compassion you feel. Oh, 1 second. What's up, Ivan? Oh, I'm live. I'm live. You're on the air, hon. That was not Ivan. Ivan, I thought that was you, Ivan. Sorry, my bad. I thought that was you. Okay. No. We're on the air. I'm not going to answer your phone call. Okay. We got lost. I'm sorry. I thought we had a caller. That would have been so fun. We will be doing that in the future, though. So back to where we were. When you fall in love with someone and you meet someone who's really great and you want them to love you back, you do things a certain way. Well, it's time for you to do that for yourself. So often we get so wrapped up into taking care of other people or in making money that we lose touch with ourselves and who we are and what we really want to be happy. That we start neglecting things that make us feel good about ourselves. Or we do things to be okay with that. So you got to start dating yourself. I want you to start dating yourself. Take yourself out. Buy yourself a gift every now and then. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can be something as simple as a flower, just because you want a damn flower. Or maybe a new chapstick or something. Or if you're a guy, get yourself a new hat. Do nice things for yourself. Buy little gifts for yourself. You know, maybe dedicate a song on the radio to you. And it sounds wacky. It really does. But I'm telling you, treat yourself like you would treat somebody you're meeting for the first time or somebody that you deeply love. And you want that person to love you back because you want the real you. You want the pure you to love being out, to love being free. And you've got to treat it right. You've got to feed the love to that person that you are. You've got to keep feeding the love. You've got to keep dating yourself. If you're a married individual, you know if you stop dating your spouse, you run the risk of them getting bored with you or becoming unhappy. It's the same thing with you. You've got to date yourself. Okay, replace it. Oop. I totally screwed that up. That's my bad. That's my bad. I'm sorry, you guys. My blood sugar's low. Okay. So thank you all for being so amazing and patient today. What the purpose of this broadcast was to explain to you why it's important to get back to your roots, why it's important for your true and raw form to be appreciated and loved and pampered and spoiled. When you do this, when you get rid of all of those extra things that you added to yourself to be on the job, you're giving yourself a solid foundation to rebuild a better life for yourself, one that is cleansed and purified of a memory that you can say is now your past. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this show today. I hope the sound did not suck too bad. I hope you guys were able to just turn the volume down on your devices so things wouldn't come across as crazy. We have one more sponsorship break, and then we are going to get to the Q&A. Whoa! At alljoyinspired.store, we have a variety of gifts to give to someone who's making changes. Make them smile. Whether that be a t-shirt or a funny coffee mug or even something inspirational. Our customer service is always standing by. And of course, we are a proud supporter of Beard Vet and Beard Vet products. alljoyinspired.store. Thank you for supporting our mission. What's up? Okay, we are now getting to the question and answers. Would I marry you? Oh my God. You guys are awesome. I know you're kidding, babe. I know you're kidding. You're so cool. Hi, Chris. Okay, I'm learning as I go. Yep. What's up, Chris? How you doing, man? You're not banned from this platform yet? Hi, Jamal. You know what? I finally learned how to send an invite through Messenger because I guess there was an update to this program. I want you on my show. I want you on my show. Hi, Facebook user who didn't give StreamYard the permission to use their name. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but hello, and thank you for coming to the show. Do any of you have questions? Jamal, you are a doll, baby. I adore you. I adore you. Thank you. Thank you. In fact, I'm actually wearing a dress under my blazer, which is stapled, because after I had my giant implants removed, everything's too big, and I'm too cheap to buy new clothes. So if the dress underneath is too big and it's got like way too much cleavage for me to be happy about it. Music is for intros, transitions, experts. Thank you. I appreciate your insight. I like music to play in the background, and that is my choice. Crossing and self-defense action is protecting your core. Yes. Yes. So you understand it's body language. It's body language. When you're talking about, pay attention to the body language in your images and videos and in your stage performance or physical caricature. Absolutely. Can stream, but when they left, they didn't necessarily regret everything, and each said they could build on who they were. Want to stop progressing are the ones they seem to want to control the actions of others like a product. Wow, that's a lot. Hold on one sec. Regret everything, who they were, and that progression doesn't stop. And only ones you want you to stop progressing are the ones, well, it's a lot. Okay, I'm going to address this. The people, excuse me, the people that I'm talking to, the people who I'm coaching through these broadcasts are the ones who are having a hard time leaving it behind. The ones who are finding it difficult to detach themselves from the memory. My advice and my recommendations are for those people. Now, some people don't have any issues leaving the work behind. They're like, and I'm done, and then good for them. But for others, especially those who are very publicly visible in their former life and maybe in their new life, they've got to take these steps and these measures in order to build a successful future. PTSD. Okay. Caused me to be an a-hole. You're getting better. I feel this. I do. There are a lot of forms of PTSD. Military is the most visible, the most commonly known about. Facebook user. I don't know what your name is, but thank you for taking the time to comment. PTSD comes in many different forms. It can be from sexual abuse. It can be from an injury, an accident. It can be from military service, which that's widely known about. And thank you to every one of you. God love every one of you. And may you heal from your PTSD. But these all require actions and behavioral changes in order to live with that PTSD and make it a little less awful as time goes on. Whoa. Good bike riding. Yeah. Yeah. There's Ivan. What's up, Ivan? Ivan is now a certified life coach, you guys. So if you're in Digging from Darkness, Living in Light, or if you're on other social media platforms, Ivan is now a certified life coach. If you would like his help, look him up. He is an amazing human being. I think you guys would really benefit from his service. Okay. You have such a rich life. I would marry myself. I love you, man. You make everything more awesome. You show up and it's like, the party has arrived. God love you. God love you, man. That's very kind of you, Facebook user. I know you're in my group, and I'm going to send you, super love as soon as I get off StreamYard. Thank you. That's awfully kind of you. All right, you guys, we have a couple of announcements. We have a phenomenal individual who just joined Digging from Darkness, Living in Light. One of our group experts, our brand new group experts, she was immediately awarded group expert. Her name is Priya, and she is also a graduate of the same business school that I went to, as well as many others who are in there. Priya is a faith healer. She is into, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a form of spiritual healing, and it involves I don't want to do it an injustice. But next week, we're going to be talking about Priya and about Priya's business. And we're also going to be talking about different faiths next week, different ways to heal spiritually, because sometimes adult work can pull you away from your connection to your faith or what you believe is bigger than you. And that I had an experience with Priya's work yesterday, and wow, just wow. And I want to talk to you guys about that. But if you can't wait until next week, go talk to Priya. Look at her website, look at her page, maybe give it a try, because it's freaking awesome. And I'm going to do much more in depth about that next week. Also, I want to say congratulations to Ivan Jimenez, who became a certified life coach recently. Love you, man. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Oh my gosh. We're going to have you back on the show soon. And I want to say congratulations to Liam Weisner, one of our other group coaches, and he is also my mentor, one of my mentors. Liam has made some amazing moves in his personal and professional life recently, and I'm going to be polite enough to give him the opportunity to talk to you about that, because he inspires me every single day. Every day. That's it, you guys. Next week, we are going to do an expose on Priya and Priya's business and one other lucky individual, hopefully Jamal, and we can have a discussion next week on the air. Thank you, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. And if you're out there and you are feeling stuck in adult work, we now have coaching appointments available, but a pre-screening is required. So please email me at elizabethspraggins@alljoyinspired.com to get your pre-screening questionnaire. Oy, oh my gosh. Private chat. Nope, that's not the right button. Okay, there's the button. There's the button. I'm hungry. I'm hungry and I'm thinking about my husband because he's freaking gorgeous and I'm madly in love with him and stuff. Wait. How are you back on the screen again? What is this? What is this? Okay. Thanks for the show. Oh, so sweet. Thank you. That's so kind. There we are. All right. So, yeah, it's possible. If you're in sex work and you want out and you want to take metered steps over a long period of time, such as a year or 2 years, it's possible. Or if you want out right now, it takes minimum 6 months to prepare a business to begin to be profitable, because when you're leaving sex work, you're leaving a shit ton of money behind. We're just going to talk about it like it is, but it is possible. It is totally possible to build a profitable business that can take care of you so you can leave erotic work behind. Ask me how. I'm more than happy to share with you my experience, my expertise, and my resources. There are people out there to help. All right, that's it. Lots of love, you guys. See you next week. Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Ta-ta.